welcome back to a new video here on the channel. My name is Patrick, also known as Nectis, and today we'll be going over this Korg super section, the PSS-50 that I got from Facebook Marketplace. I got this thing, it was like only $20, and it came with a record player as well as the DP01 from Tascam that I did a video on earlier that was full of songs from what we think was his church. I originally saw this on Facebook Marketplace and I was like, oh, I want the PSS-50. I didn't care about the rest of the stuff. I'm glad I got the rest of the stuff that came with it because like the DP01 had some surprises that were fun. But I really wanted this thing. This thing right here is... I don't know how to... It's kind of like a drum machine, but it kind of just does its own thing. It's like a mixture of an Omicron that... how do you say that thing? The thing that has all the chords, you know what I'm talking about. And a drum machine. Right now, it kind of sounds really cheesy nowadays. Like, it's not as up to date with the way modern things go, but the chords are a lot of fun. And you can trigger the chords by themselves. You don't need to be, like, the instrument doesn't need to be playing for you to do it. But the coolest part about the chords is you actually can select individual chords. It doesn't just have to be like the standard triads. So like I could see this being used with like, I don't know, some effects pedals and just being going like... And the cool thing is, like, it comes with all these different patterns and banks, but all the different patterns and banks for the drums also have different instruments that go with it. Let's see what pattern 23 comes with. Yeah, see, like, that's a completely different sound. So that's just cool in and of itself. But then the actual, like, the drum sounds aren't actually that bad. I'm going to turn off the chord so you can just hear the drums. And yeah, it has a mixer for the accompaniment, the bass, and the rhythm section. So that's the initial drum sound. And the cool thing is, like, it gives you a count in start and a fill button. So while it works as a count in if it's not playing already, but when it's playing, it becomes a fill. That's cool. And I feel like that could be really useful as well. There is a problem though. This thing is not like a syncable, so it doesn't really want to play well with other instruments, which can be very frustrating. So you kind of just have to let it do its own thing. I think it would be more interesting as a texture machine than like a rhythm machine because of its limitations. So hooking it up to some pedals and just kind of let it become like an ambient wash that you flow in and out. With all that being said, why don't we go through some of the different preset banks, and I'll show you what some of those sound like. Let me turn on the bass. So those are all the different banks. So there's a lot of really cool possibilities you could do with that. I'm not really quite sure how I want to like sample this and make a VST out of it. It's kind of difficult to figure out what I want to do with it. I was thinking maybe I could just do the chords. That might be interesting. Maybe do some drum loops. But like the drum loops would be hard to incorporate into the VST itself because it's hard to adjust the tempo of it within the VST. And this thing's tempo is completely out of whack. It's like I have a list right here that I tried to sync up and figure out what these different numbers are in tempo, but like it doesn't really quite line up with BPM, and it shifts. Like as this thing is on, it will either speed up or slow down randomly. It kind of like oscillates between what tempo it thinks it is and what it's not. So recording drum loops is pretty much useless. So maybe just doing some chord stabs like that. That might be something worth doing. It's not really, it's just interesting. I don't really know what I want to do. I think though if I were to do the chord stabs idea, I would go with the electro pop chord stabs. Because I think that's got better sound. I probably would leave the bass in because I feel like that's a good way of doing it. So maybe just do all the different chords and then do all the different augmentations up here and have a VST that you could use that with. That might be something worth doing. So I'm gonna think on that, and you'll know. Because it'll be the VST, but that's what I'm thinking. So, why don't we go ahead and see if we just play around with it and see what happens. I've included a link in the bio of this video to a decent sample library on Gumroad I have made using these instruments. If you make anything cool with this, please feel free to share with me. I would love to hear. If you have any suggestions for my next video, please feel free to say so in the comments below. I hope you all get as much enjoyment from this as I have, and I hope to see you next time. Best, Patrick.